Okay, so we're back again with another Katakuri, aka the yellow matchup. And yeah, I feel great how this deck handles the yellow matchup. Like, I'll be honest, we don't have every yellow matchup. We didn't record every yellow matchup. We dealt with some Yamatos and stuff. But yeah, this deck seems to fare well against yellow, and I'm really happy about that because aside from Sakazuki and Moria, I know I hear most complaints from yellow because people can't stand the triggers and stuff like that. So it's just a good feeling knowing that this deck does well against yellow. So far, we haven't. I can't remember bumping into a Sakazuki. I can ask my friend if he bumped into a Sakazuki during a bunch of test plays and stuff like that. But Moria, there's lots of Moria, and it's probably because Sakazuki is going to get banned. So there's lots of Moria out there, and there are plenty of Katakuris out there. So we take a life. He's swinging, just starting the game aggressive. It's just a debate. Do we just go for an early counter? Okay, so we get rid of the Duval, I believe his name is, because we already looked at our top 5, so we can afford it. It's a good feeling knowing that you can have a body to swing on when using Dofi effect. And now we just play that one drop law. So we got a board of 3 characters. Oh, Gitatsu. Okay, let's see if he wants to swing with his blocker. He doesn't. Chooses not to. That's fine. The obnoxious thing about blockers. So he already played 1 Gitatsu. We have 4 life. We decided to bottom deck both of those because it's just like real good early advantage. It's like those are great targets. Decide to keep the boa up. It probably would have been a decent option to be aggressive, because if he would have attacked life, okay, we got enough to trash. Okay, good, great, it works out. We don't really have to worry about Gidatsu necessarily have to worry about Gidatsu plays at this point. Okay, we choose to protect that. He has 6 cards in hand, so technically a put-in can affect him. Let's see. Okay, we opt for the Moria. Get the Dofi, get Vision. Seems like the best play. You know what I like about, like, if you take the even curve away from the Katakuri, okay, so we attack, we get to draw 1. Ooh, drew a Kaya, so that's nice. Okay, we're gonna play out the Dofi. That's actually a decent sequence. Okay, so what you call it? Yeah, when you take even away from Katakuri, and the curve is so in your favor, because they would 7-drop Big Mom because they're on turn 9. You're on turn 10. Then you get to drop your Mihawk and bottom deck their 7. It's like a guarantee. So now you got Mihawk on the board before they got a 10 drop, and there was a good chance your target was on the board at this point. But when you have the odd curve and they have the even curve, then what ends up happening is it doesn't guarantee that you're gonna because, like, what you call it, they'll be on 8, you'll be on 9. If they kind of miss that little window, then it's like you play your card, and you know, it's like that. There's no 7-drop on the board. Oh no, I wish I could have hit the 7-drop type stuff. Basically what I'm saying is, I got my thoughts better. If they got the odd curve, they get 7 and they get 9. So that's 2 turns where it encourages them to play the 7-drop. But if they're on the even curve, so it goes 6, 8, 10. So they only got 1 turn that would encourage them to play the 7-drop. So yeah, giving them the odd curve gives them 2 turns to play the 7-drop, and then the 1 turn to play the 10 drop. So yeah, it just works out great. You get just a bit more of a chance to just get your Mihawk down. All right, so they're board clearing us, which is fine. We have our Mihawk ready to go. Things is looking great. That character is going to get bottom decked. We have a blocker, which would be smart to keep up because we only got 1 life. Okay, I can agree with this. So go for the attack, see what happens. He decides to block it, go for the attack, see what happens. So we have a Gravity Tiger Hadouken in our hand. So if there was any triggers, then we had that just in case, right? He protected. That means, and just a Big Mom. We drop our Mihawk, bottom deck the Big Mom. His board is now empty. He develops the Gedatsu, so that way he can have some sort of board presence. He swings. The Moria is sideways to encourage him to swing on the Moria. But he didn't take the bait. Granted, he still has to recognize that, he's leaving a character that can attack on the board. So, guess he didn't recognize that. So we take the hit, we get another blocker. So this is like even more in our favor. And now we're deciding how we want to handle things, because if we play, we can attack. If another character hits the board, then we could play our Tiger card. And we have 2 blockers in hand. So he takes, and there we go. And it's a blocker. So the safe route would basically be bottom deck those 2, develop blockers, and, watch out for an Amaru. Okay, good. So we look at our top 5 and we see we got a Mihawk coming up. So now all we have to do is, if he develops a blocker, we could just bottom deck the blocker and we have so many attacks. Leaving him at 2 life stops him from playing any Amaru shenanigans, because PTSD, we got hit with 2 Amarus once upon a time. So him 10 Don stacking just indicates that he does not have a play. He went for Moria. It's good to just block with Doflamingo. Okay, we decided to keep it. Okay, I get it. It's too nerve-wracking to give up a blocker. But we did have one in our hand, so we could have let the Doflamingo go, to be honest. Kikunojo. I think it's safer to swing for game instead of doing that, because Kikunojo can't be attacked and can't block. So seems safe. Seems like we got enough attacks for that. Paranoia. Okay, so we didn't want to take the chance and decided to do that, because we don't know what that trigger is. That's funny. Just trying to play it safe, huh? But I felt like, we definitely had enough attacks to potentially deal with them playing a blocker, or even if they had a card that gave them life again. But as you can see, we got the game. It is GG. No, yeah, this deck is doing really well against Katakuri and other yellows.